Okay, so we were supposed to do this last week on the block day, but I don't know if you remember, that was just way too long. So I wanted to go over it again today. These are the official scientific notation notes. They should take us like 3 minutes. It's not a big deal. But this is kind of middle school review. I want you guys to put your decimal here. And then we have to figure out how many spots to move the decimal. And scientific notation needs to be between 1 and 9.9 repeating. So we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. So scientific notation is 5.32 times 10 to the 6 because I moved it 6 spots over. Okay, now notice I moved it this way, which means that I had a really big number. So this is going to be a positive exponent. Now I'm going to move the decimal the other way. Where should I stop? Between what and what? Yes. Perfect. Between 3 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3.7 times 10 to the negative 4 because my number was really little. And so it has a negative exponent. And I move the decimal this way. Okay, now we're going to use one that requires do one that requires the calculator. So the first thing I'm going to do in this example is I'm going to write this out twice. And I wrote it twice because it says squared. Okay, and I want to remind you guys this has been a bit from the block day. So what we do is we multiply the numbers in front. We're just going to do the top. We're going to simplify the top, multiply the numbers in front, and then add the exponents. Multiply the numbers in front, add the exponents. I'm just working on the top right now. What is 7 times 7? 49 times 10 to the 6 for 3.5 times 10 to the 2. Okay, so if you want to make yourself like a little note, these two I combined into that. Multiply the numbers in front, add the exponents. Okay, and now I have a division problem. I'm going to divide the numbers in front. And subtract the exponents. Okay, you guys, tell me from your calculator, what's 49 divided by 3.5? 14, perfect. So I did 49 divided by 3.5 is 14, and then subtract the exponents. Okay, now last thing, 14 is not in proper scientific notation because the decimal is here and 14 is bigger than 9.9 repeating. So what do I have to do? Yep, move it between the 1 and 4. So 14 went to 1.4, which goes down a power. And to balance that out, I have to add 1 and make that go up a power. Okay. Now, I'm going to flip to a new page in my notebook. You do not need to. You can just keep going on the page you're on. Now we're going to start talking about negative and zero exponents. So this is kind of spicy. It's spicy for a Tuesday morning. Anybody know anything about negative exponents yet? Did you learn anything about this in 8th grade? I don't really know if you do or not. I'm asking like I'm legit. I have no idea. Yes? Yep. That's basically it. Okay. But before we start that, I'm going to do a demo for you up here, which is going to hopefully help your brain wrap its mind around a negative exponent. And I'm going to use a number instead of a variable just to help us out. So I'm going to start with 3 to the 4th power. And 3 to the 4th power is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. Okay, now I'm going to go down a power, and I want to show you what happens. So 3 to the 3rd is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So I want you to notice there's a 3 that's missing, right? We went down a 3. You guys are like, this is boring. Yeah, I get it. But hold on till we get to the 0 and negatives. This will help, I promise. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, that's not really any news to you. 3 to the 1 is just 3. Okay. Now's where it starts to get weird and we need to think. 3 to the 0 power. Okay, so what I want to do is go over to the answers over here and I want to figure out the pattern. What's happening between these numbers? Yes. Divided by 3. So this is 81 divided by 3 is 27. Divided by 3 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Okay, so we're going to use this to help us. What's 3 divided by 3? 1. Three to the 0 is 1. Okay, so now let's look at negatives. If we use this, and we keep going with our pattern, what's 1 divided by 3? Right, 1/3. I'm going to write it as a fraction, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. Now, what is 1/3 divided by 3? 1/9. And what it looks like is 1 over 3 times 3. The 3's start building again, but in the denominator. Okay, so let's do one over here. 3 to the negative 5. Okay, so it's 1 over 3 to the positive 5. Negative exponents are reciprocals. And by reciprocals, I mean fractions. Do you guys know what reciprocal means? Do you know how you can say the word reciprocal to make it sound like something more familiar? No one ever taught you a fun way to say reciprocal? Reciprocal? Like flip? Never? Dang. Dang. If I was like a seventh grade teacher, sixth grade teacher, I would be saying reciprocal. But I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do middle school. Okay, so now we're going to play with some negative exponents. And then we're going to work on the pink page. Okay, 75a. Subtract the exponents. What is 4 minus 5? Yep, x to the negative 1. Okay, now all of your homework and tests and quizzes are going to say all answers must have positive exponents. This is not a like full credit final answer. Okay, so you think to yourself, all right, Mrs. Talbot says that negative exponents are reciprocals. So I take the reciprocal and make it positive. I sort of like to think about it like if it's negative, it has to go downstairs. Okay, now B. What's 2 minus 4? Okay. Negative exponent is a reciprocal, 1 over x to the positive 2. Okay, what's 7 minus 10? Negative 3. Negative exponents are reciprocals. Okay, last one in the notebook, but don't put your notebook away because I'm hoping to stamp things. What's 4 minus 4? And what's x to the 0? 1. And you should be able to tell that it's 1 because we could cross all of those out and make giant ones. Okay, scoot your notebook aside, grab the pink paper. Okay, when you multiply, you add the exponents. When you multiply, the base stays the same and you add the exponents. So this one right here is x to the 5, not x to the 6. Did I make it look like a 6 though? Oh no. There we go. 5. Okay, now number 2. Multiply the numbers in front to get 8. And then how many g's do I have total? 3. If you need to, put a little 1 on that guy. Okay, number 3. 2. There's a 1 in front of there, so 2 times 1 is 2. How many total d's do I have? 4. And how many total f's do I have? 5. And again, if you need to put little 1 exponents on there, by all means, go ahead. Okay. This one, when you have a power to a power, that's when you multiply the exponents. So this one is x to the 6. This one's x to the 5, but with the parentheses, it's x to the 6. Okay, number 3. Number 5, with a 3 in the front. 3f to the 28. Okay, now this one I'm going to do in 2 steps. I'm going to say 3c, and then I'm going to multiply those and get c to the 10. Final answer, 3c to the 11. Do you all see where the 11 came from? Okay. Now this one's different because there's 2 things in the parentheses. So it's not really the right word, but it's kind of like distributed, the m. So this is x to the m, y to the m. They both need to get the m power. Again, distribute's not really the right word, but it seems to make sense to people. Okay, so this one would be x cubed, y cubed, because they both need the cube. Four. Okay. What do I do for A? What's the exponent for A? 6. And what's the exponent for B? 2. Okay, number 9, I'm going to have to go a little slower. So we have x times 2 to the 5, x to the 5, y to the 5. Everybody gets a 5. Just like Oprah and her book club. Do you guys know about the... Okay. Does anybody know what 2 to the 5th power is? 32. And how many total x's do I have now? 6. Man, I think I might want Miles on my team test with me. His exponent master. Okay, halfway. Oh my. Okay, now when we divide, we subtract the exponents. Okay, 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, now number 11. Gotta just be very careful on this one. What's 4 minus 3? 1. Okay, so we have r to the 1. I'm not going to write the little 1, but the 2 stays at the bottom. He doesn't have anything to combine with or anything like that. It just stays down there. Okay, now I want to talk about how these two things are different. What's 2 minus 3? Negative 1. Okay, so you have, I'm going to go like this. This is a lot easier for this problem. Giant 1, giant 1. And 2 and r are left in the bottom. And when there's nothing left in the top, it's a 1 because those were 1s. Okay, here's what we learned today. 1 over x to the positive n. Negative exponents are reciprocals. So we take the reciprocal and make it positive. Okay, number 13. Very important. The 5 stays on the top. He doesn't have a negative exponent. His exponent is 1. So only the x squared has the reciprocal. Okay, number 14. 2 times 4 is 8. Add the exponents. What's 2 plus negative 3? Negative 1. Okay. 8, top or bottom? Top. R, top or bottom? Okay, now number 15, I like to do this a little bit different way. This one's a little spicy. I'm going to come through with a pen and identify those 3, there's 3 things that have negative exponents. I'm going to circle the things that have negative exponents. And 2 and 3 and z to the 4th, those have positive exponents, so they stay where they are. Let me say that again. 2 and 3 and z to the 4th, those have positive exponents, so they stay where they are. The other guys are going to flip. Let's go very slow. This guy here is going to come downstairs and become positive 4. This guy here is going to come downstairs and become positive 3. This guy here is going to go upstairs and become positive 3. So each one of those flip across the fraction bar and become positive. And now we just combine the things. Do you guys see any giant ones we can cross out? One, two, three sets. Oh goodness, how am I going to fit this? What is the best way? What you're telling me is when I reprint this, I should probably make more space for number 15. Or not use a giant flare pen. Okay, last one, and this is my favorite. X to the 0 is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. It's great. I love it. It's super easy. F to the 0 is 1. 1 squared is what? Wasn't that awesome? Okay. What can I cancel? Nope, but 4. Okay, so this is 4 times 1 times y to the negative 2 over 4x. Four over 4 is 1. Okay. That guy is negative. What do I do with a negative exponent? Yep. So there's just 1 left on the top and x, y to the positive 2 on the bottom. Okay. Now, if you could grab scissors and the glue stick. So what you do is you cut them on the little black lines, but don't cut like all the way, just like halfway. And then you can fold the box up. Okay, and then once you get it all situated, put glue stick around the edge of the backside and stick it in your notebook. Okay, so homework is in the CPM book 81 to 85. And while you guys work on that, I'm going to come try to stamp everybody as best I can. I'll come to your group and we'll do it as a group when I get there. You guys all know what the homework is? 81 to 85 in CPM.